like the way the guys absorbed it, smiled in the face of it, and prepared and waited for the next opportunity. That's the National Football League, man. You get one shot about every 7 days, and sometimes you got to wear it. We certainly wore it this week. I'm appreciative of their spirit, their efforts, their resolve. Certainly we weren't perfect in any of the 3 phases, but we fought, we did what was necessary, we made plays. And so it's a big time win for the collective. Can't say enough about the defense's effort to minimize the runner. I don't think you slow that group down unless you minimize the runner. And we were able to do that, and I think that's why we were able to get them in some one-dimensional circumstances, create some pressure, get some sacks, and the turnovers that go along with that. But it started with minimizing their dynamic runner. He is that. He's dynamic. Thought we started a little slow on offense. We took the ball to keep the ball away from their dynamic offense, but we didn't do much with it there early. But again, it didn't overcome us. We stayed in the fight. The defense provided some short fields. We caught some momentum because of it. That's team football. Isaac Seumalo's got a pack. Wasn't able to finish. We got some other guys with some bumps and bruises. I think Slade dislocated his finger, was able to go back in. Can't say enough about Kyle Duggar. Just gave him a game ball in there. This guy got on the moving train, man, and played a lot of defense for us today, and we needed it. We were really short at the safety position tonight, coupled with D. Elliott's injury. There's some illness and some soft tissue injuries, man. We were running super thin, and that dude came in here, man, and gave us some quality work, and we're certainly appreciative of that. Questions?
How do you explain such a drastic difference? You shut down the run, take the ball away. You hold up this high-scoring team.
It's the fine line between drinking wine and squashing grapes in this business. It's nothing dramatic, it's really not. And that's why we respect it so much. Couple plays here and there, it might have been different last week. We don't give the 59-yard ball or the 33-yard ball. We don't let them convert on 4th and 1 in the flat, for example, in the third quarter. That's football at this level. It's a limited number of plays or sequences that can really change the trajectory of an outcome. We're still the same group that stunk it up last week. That's football.
You call that 4-3 alignment, and what was the thinking behind using that?
I'm not going to get into detail there, but we just trying to utilize the people that we had at our disposal. We were limited in a lot of ways in the secondary, and so the people that have been here, we had to find ways for them to contribute, and so it got us out of this week. We'll see what next week holds.
A lot of times when you guys have combated the quick passing game, you've been very proficient at batting the ball down the line of scrimmage. It seems like you got back to that today. Was that an area of emphasis?
We're always on that. Sometimes we're successful, sometimes we're not. It's not like all of a sudden we're in that business this week. We're in that business every week.
What kind of momentum or wave did that TJ Strick step contribute?
It was everything. We were running on the beach offensively. We needed a short field. Like all great players do, man, he provided it when we needed it most.
Coach, I talked to Joe Hayden a couple weeks ago, and he was saying one of the indicators about you when you kind of tweak things. He said it always shows. We talked about the Super Bowl, which was real talent. So this week, did you take any extra care, maybe tweaking some things? As Joe said,
it is my job to do what's required to provide these guys what it is they need, formally and informally, strategically. It's just a job.
I know last week you somewhat wrong having to settle for field goals, but 3 of their turnovers turned into touchdowns. So I'm assuming obviously that was big for the offense and defense.
It was complimentary football, but that's what happens when you take the ball away from people, man. It feeds itself, and that's probably one of the most disappointing things about the stretch that we were on. We weren't taking the ball away. That's the lifeblood for us, not only as a defense but as a football team. It's a catalyst for how we engineer victory.
You completely in the game, but what can you say about Joey making that play on this day with his dad and that 05 team here?
Hey, first I just gotta, acknowledge that 05 team. It was really good to see him. It's really good to perform for them this weekend, man. They are deserving of that. I know a lot of those men and work with a lot of those men, man. They're a special group, and I hope that they had a great time fellowshipping and reminiscing and doing the things that come with these type weekends. But certainly that was a significant play by Joey. We had a lot of significant plays that we did, and a lot of contributions from a lot of people.
I heard about how you guys handled the tight end this week. I know you spoke about him a lot in your Tuesday press conference that got some defense too. What you like about that?
We just did a nice job of eliminating the intermediate passing game off the play pass. But again, as I mentioned, you don't get a chance to do that unless you're minimizing the run. If they're running the ball successful on you, that intermediate play pass is what comes next. And so we were able to maintain control of the run game and it minimized some of that intermediate passing game that really features his talents and where they're really trying to get him the ball. I think that was the synopsis of the entire day. Really, anything that we did defensively, it started first and foremost with minimizing Taylor.
Let's talk about Jalen Ramsey, the importance of Jalen Ramsey. He didn't move around a lot today. He pretty much stayed at safety.
I can't say enough about Jalen. Jalen does any and everything that we require for him to do. We needed him to play exclusively free safety today, and he did, and did it at a high level. I'm just glad he's on the team. We're going to keep writing that story. We responded today. See you next week.
As far as the impact of Peyton Wilson in this game and how far has he come? Just
Expectation, a second-year player who played a lot last year, made some plays last year. It's a natural progression when you get a good relationship with the game, you work the way that he works, and you have the talent that he has. I don't think anybody is surprised by the impact and the general trajectory of his game.
Coaching, your thoughts on just Jack Sawyer making this last play with his interception?
Man, the sun's always shining on Jack Sawyer. He's a 5-star.
I think you know that Duggar was going to have to be in there as much as he was.
Probably about Thursday, we knew we had an issue. But again, he's a veteran guy, and that's why you go get a veteran, capable guy like that. It's reminiscent of when we acquired Minka Fitzpatrick, to be quite honest with you. He got to us at a similar time during the week. We were out in the Bay Area, man, and he fit right in instantly. His talent showed. He made plays for us. Felt similarly with the contributions we were able to get from Duggar today.
All right.
Thanks, guys.